My understanding of Christmas changed drastically the year that I spent time volunteering at a local women's shelter. It was just a few days before Christmas when the house mother came to me and said, "Doug, we've got new residents coming today. She's on the run from an abusive husband. She's driven across country in a pickup truck without telling her friends and family where she's going, and the place she planned to stay is no longer available. She has a 6-year-old girl with her, and they've been living out of the pickup truck." What I remember most about that day was the little girl. She was dirty, she was thin, she looked terrified, and she was silent, didn't say a word. In some ways, she reminded me of the barn cats that we had when I was a kid. They were so skittish. They looked like they were ready to bolt at any moment. And I could understand, with her history, why she might feel that way. While her mother was filling out paperwork, I pointed the little girl to the living room, where Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was blaring on the television, and she went in to watch. I gave her a couple minutes, and then I followed in just to see what she was up to, and was surprised to see that she was not watching Rudolph. Instead, she had wandered over to the wall and was looking at a bookcase. One of the shelves had been cleared of books so that a nativity scene could be placed there, and she was standing there, silent, with eyes wide open, staring at this nativity scene. I said to her, "Do you like it?" And she didn't say anything in response. So I said, "Do you know what it is?" And without looking at me, she shook her head. So I told her. I told her about Mary and Joseph, desperately seeking a place to stay, as Mary was getting ready to deliver her baby. I told her about the stable and the manger where they put the Christ child. I told her about the angels and the shepherds. And I told her about the wise men. And then I paused when I got to the part about the cruel tyrant who wanted to kill the children. But in reality, I think this little girl understood cruel tyrants far better than I did. And then she reached out, and she grabbed hold of that little manger figurine with the baby Jesus in it. And I felt frozen, breathless, waiting to see what she was going to do with it. And she took it and she held it close to her and snuggled it in her hands, and she gently stroked the baby with her fingers. And then, the first sounds that I'd heard her make since she walked in the door, she started humming an out-of-tune lullaby to this little figurine. It was strange to see this little girl who almost believed, I think, that this was a real baby, that this baby needed to be comforted, needed to be stroked, needed to have lullabies sung to him. And I thought, what have I missed? I grew up in church. We had nativity scenes in my house. Every year we had nativity scenes at church. I saw these things over and over again, but I never looked at them the way this little girl's looking at them. What am I missing? And then I thought, what a strange little Christmas angel. Dirty cheeks and out-of-tune lullabies. But it was the dirty cheeks and the out-of-tune lullabies that helped me to realize what I'd been missing. You see, all those years, I couldn't see the true story of Christmas because I couldn't see through the nativity scene to the reality. All I could see was the bright-colored paints and the shiny glaze, and I couldn't see through that to see the reality of a dirty and poor family seeking shelter at night. I couldn't get past the smooth texture of the painted ceramic to understand the reality of that dry and itchy texture of hay against a newborn baby's skin. I couldn't get past the holiday smells of evergreen and peppermint and cinnamon to face the reality of the dank and musty smell of a barn that I knew so well from my childhood. And I couldn't get past the strains of Silent Night holy night to hear the reality of animals lowing and a baby squalling in the middle of the night. I never recognized them before. These sights, these textures, these sounds, these smells, these were things that this little girl instinctively understood. She'd just heard the Christmas story for the first time that day, and I grew up in church hearing it over and over again, and yet in some ways, I think she understood it better than I did. It's no wonder that Jesus said, "I have come to preach the good news to the poor." After all, isn't Christmas about a desperate mother and a homeless child? Christmas is for the distressed. It's for the widows, the orphans. It's for the hungry, the destitute, the homeless, the stranger. It's for the sick and the infirm, for the imprisoned and the oppressed. And maybe this year you are in distress, and in your distress you are thinking, Christmas is not for me this year. Christmas is for the distressed. Christmas is for your distress. It is for you that Christmas comes. It is for you that the Christ child came and laid down his life. Christmas is for the distressed. And may the Lord answer you when you are in distress.
May the Lord answer you when you are in distress. May the name of the Lord protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and grant you support and remember you. May he grant your heart's desire. May he make your plans succeed. We will shout for joy when you are victorious. Our banners we will raise in the name of God. Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses. We will trust in the name of our God. They will be brought low, but we will rise and stand. Save us, O Lord, in the day we call. May he grant your heart's desire. May he make your plans succeed. We will shout for joy when you are victorious. Our banners we will raise in the name of God. Our banners we will raise